Hello everyone, hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today we're diving into the most shocking twist so far. On the very day Jack finally signs the biggest Minh contract of his life, Tu Tien is ambushed at the market, robbed, and left bleeding on a lonely dirt road. Will anyone find her in time to save her? If you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss the next episodes. Winter sunlight filters through the trees as Jack measures a row of new cinnamon wood planks. His shirt is damp, tape in one hand, hammer in the other. Beside him, Tu Tien holds the board steady, while little Anna clings to her leg, one sandal half off, patting the wood like she's helping. "Hold it tight for me, girls," Jack says. "I am," Tu Tien smiles. Anna giggles, "Con, Diep, nua." A few steps away, Mother Ly and Uncle Dung work in rhythm. He holds shorter pieces, she drives the nails, the sharp bang bang echoing across the yard. "This is much stronger than bamboo," Jack says. "When the rain comes, it won't rot." "No more flimsy fence." Mother Ly nods. "Later we'll buy good hinges, then your wife and Anna can go in and out without fighting that old gate." Behind Jack's jokes, his mind keeps looping back to the Minh project, far bigger than anything his small company has handled. If it works, their life changes. If he miscalculates the capital, it could crush them. Beside him is another worry. Every time he glances at Tu Tien, he catches small signs. The way she pauses for breath, rubs her arm, hides a wince. By noon, the fence stands solid, wrapping the vegetable beds like a wooden hug. The gate swings smoothly when Uncle Dung tests it. "Anyone who wants to steal your tomatoes now will need a construction permit," Jack jokes. Everyone laughs. Anna tries to hang on the gate. Jack scoops her up before she can test how strong it is. They clear the yard, stack leftover wood, then wash at the outdoor tap. Inside, the house is warm. Tu Tien brings out a tray of homemade peanut candy, uneven squares but golden and fragrant. Mother Ly bites one and smiles. "Crisp, fragrant. Next time, use a mold so it looks neater. Pretty candy sells faster." Jack savors his piece. "You're good at everything," he tells Tu Tien. "Later I'll build a small storage room out back. We'll put tools and junk there, make the house easier for you and Anna." "You just want more space to hide your niche documents," she teases. The scene is peaceful, but each of them carries invisible weight. Jack with contracts and capital, Tu Tien with the strange fatigue she still doesn't talk about. In the afternoon, Tu Tien cuts ripe banana bunches in the yard. Anna trots between her and the baskets, proudly carrying the smallest fruits. "These are perfect," Mother Ly says as Tu Tien divides them. "I'll make cake, maybe banana wine for Tet. Send me your recipe." "I will," Tu Tien smiles. "You'll be the most popular grandma in the village." They tie the bunches to the back of Uncle Dung's motorbike. The goodbye is warm, but reluctant. Jack invites them to stay for dinner, but there are chores waiting at home. "When you sign that Minh contract, we'll come back," Mother Ly promises. "You treat us then." The bike rumbles away. Tu Tien watches until it disappears, a small ache stirring in her chest. "I wish they could have stayed," she says. "We'll have plenty of meals together later," Jack replies, hand on her shoulder. Banana leaves rustle overhead. "Come on," he adds. "Change clothes. Tonight I'm taking you out, just us." Later, they drop Anna at Mother Ly's house. The little girl runs straight to the dogs and snack jar. "Convoy ba?" she chirps. Tu Tien kisses her cheek, heart tugging but letting go. On the road into town, the car hums. Street vendors light grills. Smoke curls into the evening sky. Jack reaches over and takes Tu Tien's hand. "Remember the first time we met on that dusty site?" he says. "I went there thinking only about work. I went home thinking only about you." She laughs softly, eyes misting. "I thought you'd forget me the next day. I never imagined this. House, garden, a little girl calling us mum and dad. It still feels like a dream." At a small restaurant, he orders grilled spring rolls, rice noodles, lemon tea, her favorites. They eat, talk about the fancy, about Anna's new words, about funny customers at the market. Then, as always lately, the topic circles back to Minh Hung. "No answer yet?" she asks. Jack shakes his head. "Not yet. If it goes well, the company jumps a level, but the capital, I keep doing the math." "I'm excited and terrified." "You built everything from zero once," she says. "You could do it again." "If we have to live simpler, I'm not afraid. I'll sell more fruit, more candy. Just don't burn yourself out." Before he can answer, his phone rings. It's his secretary. He listens, then his face lights up. "They want a sign," he says. "This afternoon, the Minh Hung director wants to meet at the cafe and finalize." Tu Tien clasps her hands. "I knew it. Congratulations, Mr. CEO." "Not official until the ink dries," he says, smiling anyway. "Still, this is big." He drops her home to rest before the market. At the gate, he says, "When this is done, we'll celebrate properly. Mum, Uncle Dung, Anna, all of us." "I'll wait," she replies. "Just remember to eat before you go negotiate our future." At the cafe, Jack sits across from Ngoc An, the Minh Hung representative. The contract lies between them. They go through each clause, each responsibility. Ngoc An praises the company's past work and Jack's planning. "When we pick partners," he says, pen poised, "we don't only look at money, we look at who stands firm when things get hard. I think you're that kind of person." Jack feels his pulse in his ears. "I'll do everything I can to prove you right," he answers. The pen moves, the contract is signed. Sunlight spills through the window onto the paper. Messages from his team flood his phone. At the village market, oranges glow in the winter light. Tu Tien stands behind her stall, calling prices, weighing fruit. Anna stands on a crate beside her, handing small oranges to other kids. 15 to 30,000 mokki chioi, Tu Tien calls. Then through the crowd, two figures appear. A tight-faced creditor and Mrs. Tui, eyes swollen from crying. "Tien," Mrs. Tui begs, grabbing her sleeve. "I owe 50 million. They're pressing me hard. Help me just this once." The creditor folds his arms, gaze cold. For a moment, the noise of the market fades as tension tightens the space around their small stall. The creditor's shadow falls across the pile of oranges in the pale winter light. "You're doing well here," he says coldly. 50 million is nothing for a stall like this." Tu Tien straightens. "Nothing," she repeats. "These are from our garden. I sell them for 15, 20,000 a kilo." "It's enough to live, not to pay someone else's debt." Anna clings to her shirt, eyes wide. "Mioi," she whispers. Beside the creditor, Mrs. Tui's eyes are swollen. "Tien, please," she begs. "If I don't pay today, he'll come to my house and take everything. We're still family, aren't we?" Tien's chest tightens. "I'm sorry," she says quietly. "We really don't have 50 million. Jack just took on the biggest project of his life. If I pull money out now, I could drag him and Anna down with me." The creditor snorts. Pretty words, he says. Words don't pay debt. His gaze drops to the thin gold chain at her neck, then to the worn wallet in her apron. If you can't pay in cash, he says, leave something valuable, that necklace, for example. Tien's hand flies to her throat. The chain isn't expensive, but it's one of the first gifts Jack gave her. No, she says, firm. That belongs to my family. It has nothing to do with this. Around them, a few vendors glance over, then look away. No one moves. Don't be stubborn, the creditor growls, stepping closer. Anna whimpers, pressing into Tien's leg. Me, Conso. You can't just grab what isn't yours, Tien says, keeping her voice steady. I'll help when I can, but I won't destroy my own family to fix someone else's mistake. For a second, guilt flickers in Tui's face, then it twists into hurt. So now I'm just a mistake, she snaps. I didn't say that, Tien answers. But if I empty everything for you, who will feed my child? The creditor's patience snaps. He suddenly grabs the chain, metal biting into her neck. Tien catches his wrist. Let go, she gasps. Anna starts sobbing, tugging at her apron. Enough, someone mutters, but nobody steps forward. After a tight moment, he releases the chain with a curse. Fine, keep your trinket, he snarls. But remember, I won't wait forever. He stalks off, dragging Tui with him. She looks back once, torn, then disappears into the crowd. Tien exhales slowly. She kneels to wipe Anna's tears. It's okay, she whispers. We'll go home soon. She sells off the rest of the oranges quickly, then packs up early. Most of the money goes into an inner pocket sewn into her blouse. A little stays in the old wallet in her apron. By the time she and Anna leave the market, the sun is already slanting low. They take the familiar shortcut behind the stalls, a narrow dirt path scattered with loose stones, leading toward the main road home. Con met, Anna complains. Miam. Tien shifts the baskets and lifts her. Her back aches. Almost home, she says. Footsteps crunch on the gravel behind them. Tien. She turns. The creditor and Tui stand in the path again. Here there are no stalls, no crowd, just a low stone edge and tall grass. I already told you everything, Tien says, pulling Anna closer. I don't have 50 million. I won't give you the necklace. Please move. The creditor's face is hard. You embarrassed me at the market, he says, in front of everyone. I only told the truth, she replies. I'm not your enemy, but I won't let you tear my family apart. Tien, Tui pleads, if you just let him keep something, your chain, your wallet, he might ease up. You can earn it back. The money in my wallet is for seeds and medicine, Tien says. The chain is from Jack. I won't hand you either. Something in the creditor snaps. He steps forward and yanks at her apron, fingers digging for the wallet underneath. The sudden tug jerks her sideways. Stop, she cries, twisting to shield Anna. That's my daughter's food. You can't. The wallet tears free into his hand. Give it back, she shouts, lunging. At the same time, Tui grabs her arm, either to hold her back or steady her. Hands tangle. Anna screams, clutching at her mother's coat. Tien's heel slips on a loose stone. For a heartbeat, everything freezes. The sky tilts, the ground rises, sound narrows to Anna's high wail. Then Tien falls. The back of her head slams against the edge of a larger rock. The thud is sickeningly dull. White pain explodes. Warm wetness spreads through her hair. The sky above her breaks into spinning pieces. Tien! Tui gasps. She's bleeding! The creditor stares, the wallet still in his fist. Blood stains the stone, then the dust. It was an accident, he stammers. You saw. We can't stay. If someone comes, we can't just leave her, Tui cries. Look at her. You want to go to prison? He snaps. You were here. Come on. He drags her away. After one choking sob, fear wins. She lets herself be pulled down the path until both of them vanish. Anna drops to her knees beside her mother, crying so hard she can barely breathe. Meoi Deji, she sobs, shaking Tien's shoulder with both hands. Ve na vois con. The dirt is cold. The winter air smells of dust. Far away, a motorbike passes on the bigger road. Tien's thoughts splinter. Jack's smile when he talked about Min Hung, the new fence, the garden, Anna toddling through the grass. Regret rises. I should have told him about the illness. Her eyelids flutter. The world swims. On the nearby road, a bicycle squeaks to a stop. Footsteps crunch closer, hesitant. Little girl? A man's voice calls. What happened to your mum? We don't see his face yet. We only see his shadow stretch across the path toward the blood around Tien's head, and hear Anna's broken reply through her tears. Somewhere in the city at that same moment, Jack steps out of the cafe with the signed Min Hung contract in his hand, heart full of hope. His thumb hovers over Tu Tien's name, ready to call and share the biggest news of his career. Unaware that on a quiet dirt path between the market and home, the woman he loves is lying in the dust, her life hanging by a thread, waiting to see if help will arrive in time. In this episode, Jack, Tu Tien, and little Anna build a solid new garden fence together with Mother Loy and Uncle Dung, sharing laughter, peanut candy, and ripe bananas, while Jack secretly worries about the huge Min Hung project and Tu Tien's strange fatigue. That evening, Jack takes her out for grilled spring rolls, and just as they're talking about the future, he gets the call. Min Hung wants to sign. The contract is finally finalized at a cafe, marking the biggest breakthrough of his career. Meanwhile, at the village market, Tu Tien sells oranges with Anna when a ruthless creditor and Mrs. Tui corner her for 50 million. She refuses to sacrifice her family's savings, leading to a tense confrontation on a quiet dirt path. In the struggle over her wallet, Tu Tien falls, hits her head on a rock, bleeds heavily, and is left with Anna screaming for help as someone finally approaches.